Humans finally won the war against the aquatics, but the way they won was so cruel that it made people's hair stand on end. It wasn't a nuclear bomb but a carefully engineered virus. After its release, 90% of the aquatics were infected. The beaches were littered with countless corpses, the ports were blocked, and the piles of bodies were like mountains. No one outside knew what had happened here, but don't rush to show sympathy. From the very beginning of the war, the aquatics had no intention of sparing humanity. They claimed they were going to punish humans for fishing and hunting fish. They first targeted man's best friend, mass hunting pet dogs, and even using aggressive accusations to brand humans as villains during meetings. However, Lisa from the Joint Department soon realized that catching dogs was just a smokescreen, and the real killing move was in the sea. The Antarctic glaciers were melting at an incredible speed, with an entire ice shelf disappearing in just a few hours. The ocean was the aquatics' greatest asset. If all the ice on Earth melted, the sea level would rise by more than 100 meters. Humans would be drowned without a fight, and the aquatics just needed to wait to win. Lisa tried to negotiate, but the aquatic envoy's attitude was cold. This was never a war, just cleaning up. They gave humans 5 years. Either accept the agreement and clean up the garbage in rivers, lakes, and seas, or build an ark, or flee to the plateaus. 5 years was too short. Humans couldn't even clean a small river. In despair, Buck became a key figure. Despite being labeled as a human traitor, he still acted secretly. Every night he pressed a button to block the surveillance, and slipped out of the room. The guards pretended not to notice. Buck went to the beach every day, took off his clothes, and called out the name of his lover, Salt. He, a human, and Salt, a fish, truly loved each other. But what he didn't know was that representatives from the US and France had installed interference devices by the sea long ago, so Salt couldn't hear him at all, and every move Buck made was under surveillance. Even the guards at the door had been bribed by the US side. After the negotiation broke down, the two countries decided to use Buck to carry out the cut-off plan. The aquatics had left behind 2 embryos that died from pollution, which then entered the laboratory of the Joint Department. The US bribed the researchers to obtain the aquatic cell tissues, and finally developed a virus capable of driving an entire race to extinction. The participants were well aware that this would be written in history as genocide. On the night of the operation, the guard swapped the food detector when delivering meals. Buck didn't notice, and fell asleep after drinking a glass of wine. The guard blocked the corridor surveillance again, and the US team rushed in. They had to finish everything before he woke up. Everyone put on protective gear and did their part. Injecting, positioning, turning on the ultraviolet disinfection, and finally evacuating. The whole process took less than a minute. But at this point, the guard made a fatal mistake.